We're going to be outside the European Union, but we've got to look at all the options that keep us in the European single market. The best one is probably Norway, where we've got access to all the trade and all the exports we can make and protect the 250,000 jobs that depend on Scotland having access to the single market. The other one is Switzerland, the other one is the World Trade Organization option. All of them have some advantages, but in each of them we're going to have a solution to the issue of migration. And under the European Economic Area, it's possible to have protocols and have a clause in the agreements that can manage migration. So we need to do both, keep access to the market that is responsible for so much of our jobs, but also have a solution to immigration.
You're similarly saying that there should be a look at all options for Scotland. You were cool about independence, I can understand that. But are you saying that should be ruled out, or what? Are you saying look at alternatives? What are we saying there in Scotland?
No, what I'm saying is it's right to explore the option of how we can use the European single market, no matter what happens to the membership of the European Union by the United Kingdom. But we've got to look at all options. You can't just look at one option and rule everything out. We've got to look at the trade with the rest of the United Kingdom. That's worth 1 million jobs to us. It's about 58 billion of trade, as against the 12 billion of trade we have with the rest of the European mainland. And we've got to look at options that might mean that Britain has to change, Europe has to change, Scotland has to be more flexible, but we've got to look at all options, because the lesson of the referendum of the last few days is that people are now realizing that a lot of facts were not known to them, that a lot of facts were not weighed up properly, and that the options that they thought they had were never explained to them. We've got to go through this with an open debate, a hard look at the facts, and we've got to be open-minded and be prepared to think out of the box about the future and how we can develop.
Finally, on the Labour Party, you talked in your speech at length about a failure of leadership, a vacuum of leadership. There would now appear to be, at the very least, a crisis in leadership in the Labour Party. Should Mr Corbyn stand down?
Well, the first thing is that Britain is suffering from divisions. Britain needs to be united, and it's sad that we have a situation where Britain looks leaderless. Leaderless, both the government and the opposition. As far as Labour's concerned, of course the debate is about how Labour becomes electable, but the real challenge, and this is where the Labour Party must answer people's questions, people want to know how this global change can be managed and tamed in their interests, how jobs can be more secure, how incomes can rise, how the prospects for the children are going to be better. I'm suggesting we set up a commission to look at the future of global change and how it benefits people and how it would benefit people in the future, and the Labour Party should do that immediately. That is what is giving leadership to the country, and that is what it's all about.
But should that be done by a different leader? Should Mr Corbyn, he's now facing a rebellion among his parliamentary Labour Party?
Well, it's pretty clear that the parliamentary Labour Party want a change of leader, but the issue, as I say, is not just whether you have a change of leader, it's whether you have the policies that people can respond to, that give people answers, that reflect their worries about change, their worries about insecure jobs, their worries about incomes, their worries about the health service, their worries about austerity. Labour's got to provide answers on all these questions, and anybody who aspires to leadership of the Labour Party has got to be tested on these questions.